Why, hello there, I'm Chris, and either welcome or, less likely, welcome back. Today I wanted just to show a game that will be uploaded in the variety streams. Technically speaking, it is a visual novel, not necessarily an RPG, but the way we will build our character is very RPG-esque. Galaxy Princess Zorana is made by the same studio that made Long Live the Queen. In fact, those two games play in the same universe. It is a continuation of Long Live the Queen. Long Live the Queen, definitely one of my guilty favorite games. And Galaxy Princess Zorana is right there. I have to say though, Long Live the Queen was far more volatile when it came to sudden deaths and unexpected turns of events. Like, oh, I received a gift of chocolate. Dun dun dun! It is poisoned. You dead. 'Cause you have a sweet tooth. Or I don't know, like a porcelain vase falling on you 'cause you tried to dodge it like elegantly or something like that, and you did. Yeah, that don't happen in Galaxy Princess Zorana. Galaxy Princess Zorana is more tempered. And again, it is just a game that I would like to show because I very much enjoyed it. There's still a lot of planets that I haven't even visited yet. A lot of story options that I've discovered, like the beginning of, but never explored to the end. I've played Galaxy Princess Zorana. In fact, it is one of the games that I'm uploading on this channel that I've actually finished at least once. And yeah, I enjoyed the game, liked it very much. But that being said, it is unlikely that I will play it on this channel here. I will play it probably at some point, and if I do, I will upload videos. But currently, on my priority list, it's not that high. It's just so that I very much enjoyed this game, and I do recommend it. Like, there's no more to it than that. And now, without further ado, let's start the game. You lie in your curtained bed, trying to relax your mind into sleep. What a rotten day. You can skip to text by clicking the button to the right of the dialog box. By default, this only skips text you've seen before. You can also skip text by holding down Control or something mysterious on your gamepad, because I don't have a gamepad. Your mathematical drills made your head hurt, your soup was served far too cold, and the heel of your favorite damson purple shoe snapped completely off on your way back to your room, making you stumble in front of your guard. Even your beloved pet. We get to decide on a pet. In this game we have moods. Moods determine to which stat increases skills we will receive a bonus. Last time I picked the Sinuous Golden Viper, and from all of these I recommend it honestly the most. That way you can like quickly swap to all the stuff that are good like for socializing and things. So that's what the Viper is good at. Socializing, being outward, being open, being outgoing. The Hawk is more focused so on like shooting laser pistols, flying like jets and stuff like that. But it is in its application, at least I feel that way, a little flawed. The all-consuming black orb makes you feel kind of void of emotions, you get to be reclusive and stuff. He's also a valid option, but mostly like if you even go for a more sinister round, like being good at weapons and starfleets, you still need to be good at some social skills, some social things, like just to intimidate people and stuff like that. And to be able to quickly like swap from the emotion that you have built up to the one that you currently just need. That's like a very valuable asset. So yeah, I'm again taking the Sinuous Golden Viper. I might be mistaken. I probably won't play this route that I'm currently doing fully through. If I were to upload the game, I would probably start anew, I think, and just go ahead and try things. But for now, I'd take the sinuous golden viper since I'm not finishing anyways, and he looks super cute and adorable. They all look super cute and adorable, even the black orb. Hissed at you and didn't want to cuddle. It's bad enough that you had to leave all your friends and be dragged off to this floating palace just because you're the heir now. What's the point of being an imperial princess if you can't have nice things? Yeah, in Long Live the Queen, we started with the death of the father. In this game, it will build up to that. Though, there are secrets that may be discovered that lie in the, I don't know, deep ends of the galaxy. Dark ends, I don't know. Your father, the Emperor, rules all of civilized space. How dare your shoe betray you? This is not helping you get to sleep. Relax. Relax. You can get another shoe in the morning. Suddenly, there's a loud chime at your door. You don't care. You're in bed. You're not answering it. To your surprise, your room lights turn on by themselves. Someone out there has the power to override your settings. Your Imperial Highness, Princess Zorana, we are here to escort you to the cabinet room. Please rise and dress at once.
Go away, I'm sleeping.
It is an emergency, Your Highness. It's your father.
Whatever my father wants, he can tell me in the morning.
Princess, your father is gone.
What? I'll be right there.
You make your way to the seat, still dazed. All around government ministers, legacies, thetis, I don't know how to pronounce that, and civil servants are shouting at each other in agitation. It doesn't seem real. Surely, the real you is still laying safe in bed? Adrift and confused, to stare up at the imperial portraits that overhang the cabinet table.
Father, Mother, I never really knew either of you.
Your mother died when you were very young. You barely remember her. You have only pictures and her name. Imperial Consort Millennia of Crystal Nova. A place outside the Empire, which you have never visited. In this game, you actually get the option to visit if you take the right steps and at the right place, at the right time, investigate at the right places. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, and the Princess of Nova, not Millennia, was one of your forebearers. It is the main hero of Long Live the Queen. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, I think. I like the how it's interconnected. Emperor Dragosin was a busy man with no allowance for a child's demands. You were raised on the Mirkan homeworlds by your governors and a series of boarding schools. You saw your father only at official functions from a distance. You've only been here in the Heavenly Palace for a season, learning at a sight, and now... Speak one at a time, or we cannot hear ourselves think. Mazarin, you are His Majesty's shadow, sworn to defend him at all times. How can you not know what happened? Were you not at his side? A male mirror raises his head. The Emperor received a message from the science labs that one of his top secret projects had made some kind of breakthrough. We went down to see it at once. Yeah, I'm not bothering with different voices because there's like so many characters in here, different races, all that stuff. I'm not bothering. Like, I apologize, but I don't apologize, to be honest. Like, it's pretty cool. There's like these cat people that have their own like religious theme and are worshipping the moon, who is shaped like a cat's eye. There's like this burp race that is very like ancient in their way of thinking and in their portrayal, in their fashion, in their tastes and everything. They try to connect with the world. And one of the members, I very much enjoyed this one. He was actually like convincing you, you want my vote as the like Galaxy Empress and stuff. All right, I give you that one. But you have to play with me a game of D&D. And I kid you not, in the last skill check, I did not have the available skills, and one of the options was free of any skills, just going like, pretend to be one of the robots, and being like, beep boop, yes, I'm a clanker, boop boop. I enjoyed that one very much, I love that. And there was another one, it was also down at the corner in the north, or in the bottom side of the map, who was like genuinely trying to play strategy games with you. Had like a whole assembly like, yeah, sure, you can have my vote. Just, come on, join us. We're playing this tactical game here. Like me, my husband, a couple of friends. Join us. Show us your worth. The game requires like a lot of strategic thinking and, prowess and skill. What can you deliver? Will you betray us? Will you play it safe? Let's find out. None of it, like, affects our political stance too much. But our vote depends on it. Okay, that was probably phrased weird, but it's great. I love those characters. And there's, like, supposed to be a third one who is also in that kind of direction. I did not discover him yet. Again, I have played through this game. I did not visit to all the planets, and I haven't, like, talked to all the, like, ambassadors and stuff. But what I've seen, I enjoyed very much. So much so that I want to recommend it. And I'm showing you very little of the game if I just keep on yapping and yapping. Yeah. One of the cabinet ministers, your father's legacy of science, immediately questions, what manner of project? The researcher was attempting to create short-range personal warp fields. The assembled ministers break out in shouts again, with cries of impossible and but the physics. Yeah, that check we cannot we didn't have any skills. You don't understand any of the technical bubble. Note, this is a skill test. You will see bubbles like this throughout the game. When your current skills and mood affect the outcome of the story. If you'd rather not know, you can disable the test bubbles in the settings menu. Any school child knows the basics though. Only very large ships and structures, like the spells, can travel through warp gates to distant parts of the galaxy. No single person can teleport from a bedroom to a boutique, even if it would be very convenient to avoid crowds. We went to interview the equipment. Not interview the equipment. Hello, Chair. How are you doing today? We went to view the equipment and speak with the researchers. Dragosen sent me to another lab to check on some readings. He is my first loyalty, so I obeyed without question. Then I heard the sound of an explosion. I returned to the lab to find that the equipment was destroyed, and the researcher and the Emperor had disappeared. But there were no bodies! No. Were there any records of what tests were run? What the machine was trying to do? Where it might have sent them? No. Everything was destroyed. How can you know nothing? He doesn't answer. No bodies. It is possible that the experiment worked, and your father was transported somewhere in the Heavenly Palace? That he's just injured? Maybe or unconscious, and that's why he's not here? It's more likely that he was thrown out into space or sucked into another dimension, or ripped into tiny pieces and scattered like confetti. You wrap your arms around yourself and sink down into your chair as the ministers argue around you. All gone. A Princess Zorana. What? You're the designated heir. In your father's absence, it falls to you to make decisions. For the Empire, you must decide what we do next. But If the Emperor is dead, then the Empire must be informed, and the official mourning period begun. However, with nobody present, the procedures are less clear. Should we officially announce Daragosen's death or delay the inevitable until an investigation can be concluded? Like, we can delay, we can make an announcement. Some of these decisions might affect our mood. It would also affect, like, the impression and the outcome. I think in my playthrough I was rather respectful. Like, he's not dead yet. I'm not announcing anything that I can't prove true. Then again, I lied on, like, the science. Like, basically I released Corona, in a way. Or somehow Corona got released, and we was like, yeah, we didn't do it, we tried to help, but there's, like, some mismatch, and we tried to cover that one up, and that one came out, and after one, we took, like, the whole full-out blow on that one. But yeah, it will affect the outcome slightly. I was still very satisfied with my outcome, especially with my choice of husband. Yeah, let's be more bold. Let's make the announcement. Yeah, he dead, he gone. I rule, biatches.
The Empire deserves to know the truth. We should announce it.
Very well. Then the Celestial Ministry is permanently disbanded. Thank you all for your service. You may depart.
Wait, what?
Your Imperial Highness, this is your father's cabinet, his ministers, who made their oaths directly to him. If he is no longer Emperor, then those contracts are no longer valid. Their time is over. Is that not what you wanted?
They're leaving you here on your own.
We can change our mind, we can keep the decision. No, we stand fast on our decision. We are bold and unapologetic. Let's go.
That's correct. Make the announcement.
You don't need your father's ministers anyways. Most of the occupants of the room cleared at this point, but a few remain. Sidio, of course, is not a minister, but a Vistage, a civil servant. It's their job to carry out your orders and see to all those fiddly paperwork details. This woman, however, is something entirely different. She is the Imperial Thresher, head of intelligence and the secret police. You've narrowly spoken to her before. Her reports to your father were made in private.
You're staying?
She chuckles, earrings swaying. Only the Emperor can grant me permission to retire. Or the Empress, if you claim the throne. That is something like, if you finish the game, you have kind of the choice to let her go, like allow her, yeah, stay with them. It depends like on the whole situation there, if you actually allow her. But she wants to be with her beloved, whoever lady that is. But yeah. Yeah.
Aren't I Empress already if my father's gone?
Not until you are acclaimed by a majority of electors. You are Daragosen's designated successor, but you must stand for a formal election, but before you can be crowned. Like, there's a lot more skills than there were in Long Live the Queen, and Long Live the Queen had a lot of skills. I made my election work because of my poise, and because of the deals I made with people, the promises and stuff. Yeah, like, there can be many ways to arrange a victory. From threatening people to, like, bribing people in various ways. Like, for example, you can promise someone that you would marry that person. You can promise them a state of legothi. I don't know how to pronounce that, goddammit. I'm gonna Google that. Yeah. Like, there's ways. You can convince them with your prowess. Like, they look at you and say, yeah, I'm already decided. That one's the one I follow. She's, I don't know, so elegant, so poised, or she's so bold and can fly a jet fighter. I don't know, whatever the fuck I'm flying. Which means your first priority is ensuring your safety. You don't have an oath-sworn bodyguard at this point, do you?
No, just the regular guards.
Then I volunteer to stand as your bodyguard until a proper rotation can be established. If you wish it, I will sleep in your quarters and keep you safe from harm. She wants to stay in your bedroom? Your private sanctum? She's a stranger, and a stranger whose entire job is to snoop and spy. But it could be safer to have her present, if you feel that you can trust her. If not, you'd be volunteering for your own execution. Can you truly trust anyone in this palace? We can refuse the offer. Like, this will impact the game actually on many ends. Like, if we accept Corundi's protection, she will stay as our Legothi. That does affect a lot of things. Currently, we have basically no skill whatsoever. With her at our side, we would be able to have some knowledge about spying and intrigue, so whenever that skill checks come up, we will actually benefit from her knowledge. However, the story also tells you that she doesn't have a clean plate. She won't kill you, she will stick to you. But if we accept Corundi's protection, we will have an invasion at night, actually regardless of whether we accept it or not. But if we do accept it, there will be bodies, or at least one dead body, of a concubine of your father's. She wasn't trying to assassinate you, she wasn't trying to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, per se. But yeah, there's some secret that Corundi is more fond of protecting. So that is a story thing you might explore. You are missing out on some, like, abilities in regards to, like, your spying capabilities and stuff. If you yourself gain some experience in espionage and stuff, those checks will be combined, I believe. I don't remember that one correctly, it's been a while since I played the game, but I thought that was so cool. Like, there's so many things. And, like, as I mentioned, she would be like an Legothi of the espionage kind of sector, you know? And we can vote those Legothis, we can select them from different planets, we can select them from among our friends. Actually, I highly recommend taking your friends as your Legothis for the first time, because they will also give you the ability to skill those without it being part of any of your lessons. And that's a great thing. Also, if you have a Legothi temporarily, you can dismiss him, or her, or it, even. And yeah, it will affect your score, how much they have. They will give you like bonus pointers to like, pay attention to this detail, and you will have a higher increase in that skill, which is pretty cool. I loved this whole mechanic. It was not a part of Long Live the Queen, and in Long Live the Queen you are basically on your bloody own with your moods and everything. And yeah, sometimes a stroll to the barracks could kill you. Literally, you were just prepping your mood. You wanted to be menacing. And then you died because a soldier tripped and fell, and his sword landed inside your bloody chest, I don't know. Yeah, so that could happen. For this one, like, we're accepting Corundi's protection. I'm not trying anything new, I just want to show you, like, the part of the mechanic. So we're accepting that she's kind of, is that... Yeah. I accept your offer. I'm babbling so much. Oh my god, I apologize. She says nothing, only nods. It's probably best for you to sleep while you can. There will be little time for it in the future. With the meeting broken up, you disperse into the hallway. Princess Zorana. I was bound by your father to give you a message in the event of his death.
Yes?
Focus on your studies. The skills you gain can never be taken from you, and they mean the difference between life and death for yourself and the Empire. Build a pool of trusted advisors as quickly as possible to strengthen your power base, But always remember that your own knowledge is more valuable than what you hear from others.
That's all?
Nothing personal, no secrets, no final admission that he loved you? Nothing? You have been a weak and spoiled flower, but you are Dragosen's child, and if you survive, you will be Empress.
A spoiled? How dare?
It is what your father told me to say. I don't believe that part a little bit. Like, I'm not sure. There was a thing. Like, your father was not certain that you would make it, so he... Oh, well, I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, there was a thing about that. He did not fully trust you. In fact, for the original heir, it is an option for him to return, I believe. I'm not sure on that, but yeah. Learn quickly. He walks away. Here you are, in complete control of your own life for the first time. What you choose to study will give you the skills you need to become Empress, or else doom you to a brutal fate. And in Long Live the Queen, that fate would come on so many occasions. So many random-ass occasions. Like, the safest thing you can do in Long Live the Queen is simply decide to do nothing. There's a party. Nope. There's a trip planned. Nope. And if you have to go on said trip, be prepared, or you might trip and break your bloody neck. You don't have it here. In fact, I only died one time in this game in one of my runs, in one of my attempts to finish this game. And after that, it was actually smooth sailing. Mood change, determined. You will show them all. You have to. Once you slept, you must choose your first set of classes and begin your journey. Zorana can learn many skills, some faster than others, depending on her current mood. Click the question mark next to your skill set for more information. So we are determined. Determined affects 6 of our skills. We gain a bonus to body control, condition, engineering, arts, emotion. Body control, condition, and engineering. And we get a malus for domination, arts. We cannot even do that one. And emotion. So we are picking a first class and a second class. We can't pick out of the same thing. We can do something different. Like, I'm gonna go through some of them. Like, for example, engineering. Repair, being able to fix problems with devices, connect them together, or improve their performance. So, if there is something broken, we will be able to fix that on the fly. Invention, building something completely from scratch, designing a new tool for a task. That can come in handy. Demolition, using explosives and defending weak spots to destroy objects and buildings, and understanding forces enough to keep a safe distance. I think that could be like very nice with the piloting. I'm not sure. As said, I did more of a run focused on these 3 things, like interaction, arts, and emotion. Obviously, domination didn't have to be a thing. But mostly like these 3 stats. Yeah, what do we do? The malice means we learn a little bit less. We have a little bit of allure already skilled. And a little bit of contortion. That is also depending on the pet you choose. I'm honestly not sure at this point what was good and what was not, so this is a completely blind run. Honestly, I'm gonna go with demolition, because I'm kind of feeling like big guns, ray guns, and piloting. And potentially menace. Which is why we have the snake goo. You can also, like, when you hit the question mark, see which moods would give you bonuses, like determined and cautious. Which moods would give you penalties. And if there are even moods that make the skill unavailable. Okay, we take demolition. And maybe strength. Or more demolition. Let's go for no, let's actually go for invention. Or repair. Like, that could also be, like, nice on a spaceship thingy. Or demolition. Let's go demolition, let's go. Like, it doesn't even, like, help us in the next thing. Like, I think, if I am correct, actually, etiquette and rhetoric would help with an actual skill check that we would do the next time, depending on whether we approach that NPC or not. I'm, again, not certain. Don't let yourself spoil from me. I love the game. Like, it has so many details, and it's great. So yeah, we're going for demolition. We've learned safety is paramount. Be aware of what might trigger an explosion. Fire, heat, vibrations, tripwires, timers running out, etc. Always equip protective gear. And take cover! With our level 30, we've learned that you experiment with basics explosive, from tiny snapbangs to thrown grenades for long fuse dynamite. Satisfyingly boom, but dangerously indiscriminate. Yeah. By the way, like, in this instance, like, I picked demolition twice. There is a cap, however. I won't be able to pick demolition twice again and benefit from all the bonuses, all the skill points that I could be receiving, unless the other two skills, which was like invention and repair, have also reached at least 30. So yeah, that's the thing. I have completed student level demolition. You have gained 30 points in demolition. Once again, you lie down in your bed. This time, sleep bubbles up easily. Your mind and body are exhausted from the stress of the days since your father disappeared. Only in sleep can you relax. Was there a noise? Did something just fall over in your room? You're so tired. Something bumps against your head. You hear a scuffle and a scream? You activate the lights to find Kurundi crouched over the body of a Harakan woman, freshly dead. Her blood is smeared all over Kurundi's clothing. The assassin has been dispatched, Your Imperial Highness.
Thank you.
We will remove the body and investigate her connections. I'll have someone clean the carpets in the morning. You watch in silence as Kurundi and the guards carry the mysterious woman away. She was strangely dressed for an assassin. She looked much more like one of your father's concubines. Why would someone like that want to kill you? If Kurundi hadn't been there. Mood change. Cautious. How are you supposed to sleep now? Every turn you will have the opportunity to interact socially with characters who are present in your current location. At the moment, that's people in Heavenly Palace, as well as visiting Kurundi the Thresher. You can also spend time with your pet, which will affect your mood. Your pet snake likes to twine itself around your arm to curl into luxurious calls upon a pillow. Your own body isn't quite as flexible, but it's fine to imagine and you enjoy relaxing together. Choosing this pet gave you starting skills in allure and contortion. What's your viper's name? I always go for Sir Soleil, cause seriously, he looks like a Sir Soleil. Yeah, this is a new mechanic, partially. In Long with the Queen, it would be part of the whole. When you still have actions you need to accomplish on another screen, that screen tab will be highlighted with an arrow. You can also return to that face screen with escape. So yeah, along with the Queen, the social part would be combined with the moods. So having a social interaction could affect the mood, or you could choose an activity that changes your mood actively. Like, currently, We can interact with people. I give you a little hint or a little spoiler. Mazarin won't be available after this interaction. It is the interaction that we need, or that would require the skills checks that I've mentioned. I think either the rhetoric or the ethics thing. Like, we can check our skills. Like, for now, we have become cautious. Like, what skills are affected with our current mood. It is those 3. However, I might tell you, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself. Like, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I like to do that. So let's just focus on the social thing. And sure, let's talk to, wait, honestly, actually, moods, like cautious. Like, if we interact with, Sir Soleil, we would be indulgent. Or would become indulgent. So yeah, it is great for expanding that one. With the hawk, we would become bold. So it is great if you want to engage on daredevil or determined. And with the blob, we become negative, so it will affect the cautious and the secretive. Since Soleil is an option here. That's the only reason I put that tadpin in. Why that is important, I will tell you later. Sure, let's talk to Kurundi. You can close this dossier with the X button on the top right corner, or the escape key on your keyboard. She's a, Thresher. We can interact with her. We can interact her about this encounter we've had just now, and later on in the game, like, if there is, like, people who talk shit about you. Let's put it plainly. There might be, depending on your choices and the way you like to portray yourself in the game, there would be people that hate you, that genuinely hate your guts and would kill you and are part of the ship's crew or are going onto the ship just to kill you. And then security alerts would pop up, somewhat close to like the one that there is now. Oh, she's not an elector. Ah yeah, she doesn't have anything. But she's granting us skills, as mentioned. So we go for the security alerts for now. Good day to you, Imperial Princess Zorana. My agents are not aware of any current threats to your personal safety. Well, that's good at least.
What did you find out about the woman who broke into my room? Who was she working for?
Her name was Esmerai. She was a member of the Emperor's harem. According to my agents, she believed the Emperor was going to marry her and make her consort. His disappearance meant the end of her hopes. That may be what made her angry enough to kill you.
How did she get into my private room?
She obtained override codes somehow. We haven't been able to trace the vector. Esmerai was not a skilled hacker and not in contact with any known subversives. Our only notable secret society connections were to Solot, Elector of Kedro. But he wouldn't have had those codes either. Kedro, one of the twin worlds in Sector Mercan 1. Kedro, one of the twin worlds in Sector Mercan 1. That's where you grew up. You've met Zealots socially before, though you don't know him well. We have rekeyed all the systems, of course. However, the codes leaked. They will no longer function. Well, whatever happened, it's dealt with now. Can interact with Vizarim, like visit him. You arranged to meet your father's shadow outside his quarters. Vizarim looks rumpled, as if he hasn't been sleeping well. Or perhaps he sees less reason to care for his appearance now that your father is gone. Is there something you wish of me, Princess Zorana? Interaction, basic fail, so it wouldn't have mattered. We just needed, like, some skill in interaction. Sure, we ask about Kurundi. Can we trust your father? Like, how are you feeling about my father? Or ask about him, like, however he will interpret that, but sure. Let's ask about Kurundi.
The Imperial Thresher. How well do you know her? How do you know that I can trust what she tells me?
How do you know what you can trust my answer? You must learn how to read people for yourself.
She killed a woman right in front of me.
I'm sure she had her reasons. To the best of my knowledge, Kurundi has served with distinction for more than a fivm. However, if you really rely solely on the Thresher to provide your intelligence reports, you will not know anything she does not wish you to know. Your father pursued his own research as well. You really can't trust anyone. If you excuse me, I have many preparations to make.
Wait, yes, of course.
He was your father's shadow, not yours. His time has ended. You must go on alone. At the end of each turn, you can choose an activity which will change your mood. How do you want to prepare for the turn to come? The help button in the upper left will show you which skill groups are boosted or penalized by each mood. So yeah, we have to pick either of the options next to our current mood. So yeah, if we have Soleil, we become indulgent, but that would boost our social skills or our compliance. Compliance, I believe, would help with our interaction and rhetoric. Yeah, compliant and social. The arts, like, it would be negative or indulgent. Empathy would be indulgent or social. So yeah, if you want to go for that one, Soleil is a great choice. Or if you want to go, like, occasionally on these, Soleil would be a great choice. Like, currently, we have the choice of becoming negative or compliant. Like, if we were to become negative, we need to be secretive or bold for that one. We need to be negative or compliant for ray guns. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Ray guns, dart guns, and big guns. Let's go. Moods, we're going to go negative. You think about all the people who have disrespected you, noting their names and plotting potential revenge. The Thresher and the Vestarch are waiting for you in the cabinet room. Ah, Princess Zorana, I need to speak with you. News of the Emperor's death is traveling far and wide. I would expect that many nobles and diplomats will be contacting you soon. In the meantime, your father was due to make a decision on extending the recapitalization thresholds of his fivm's assertion tax, so now it falls to you. We don't know shit about any of these.
I don't know what that means.
I suppose the Emperor did not consult with you on matters of high finance? The Thresher regards you solemnly. If you intend to claim the throne, you need to begin making contacts and alliances. You need the support of the college of electors in order to be proclaimed Empress. Every elector is a noble from one of the imperial worlds, with each their own interests and motivations. You will need to speak to them individually or win their support and make deals where you can. You are also in need of a new team of advisors. By imperial custom, you may not rehire any ministers from the previous cabinet. With certain exceptions. The Thresher will always advise you on matters of intrigue. The High Pontifex will always take the role of spiritual advisor. Once you win her support, it is the same for your military advisor, the Star Admiral. In my last run, I didn't have the affection or the support of any of these. I think the Pontifex withheld her vote and may have the Star Admiral. But for the Pontifex, you know, I was just wrong. The cat people would tell you as much. And for the Star Admiral, I am not a leader in charge. So this is why we're going bold this run. With, like, explosion, demolition, and ray guns and stuff. So yeah. The High Pontifex and the Star Admiral aren't here right now. They have too many duties of their own to stay in the palace all the time. You have to seek them out. You now have knowledge skills. When you have access to an advisor, you can use their knowledge as if it were your own. Advisors will also help you train your knowledge, but a bad advisor can lead you astray. You might win an elector's loyalty by offering them a position as your advisor. It is a great honor to join the Celestial Ministry. You might also consider winning someone's loyalty by making an offer of marriage.
Marriage?
Marriage alliances are traditional, but you haven't had your adulthood rights yet. You're still an adolescent, old enough to be betrothed, yes, but would you really want to barter away your future like that? Marriages are for life. As your father's heir, you provide direction for the Heavenly Palace. At your command, we will travel the Empire so that you can meet with the electors. It's all so much to take in. You have enough to worry about with your classes.
Thank you. I will speak to you again later.
What should you study next? So we made our decisions. We are negative. Ooh, I can go with the visuals. Be dramatic. But we go for ray guns. There's dart guns. Let's actually check them out. Weapons that fire a beam whose power can be adjusted from gentle warmth to a deadly blast. Weapons which fire a projectile. Darts may be simple puncturing needles, but may also carry drugs or poison. Let's go with actually, let's check out the big guns. Weapons too large to carry around, such as cannons or spaceship weapon systems. Very destructive, but rarely convenient. I said it like with excitement. Like that was a negative thing. I said it with excitement. But yeah, big demolition, go boom boom. Actually, let's go for ray guns. Or ray guns and big guns. Go ray guns, big guns. Let's begin this turn. You learn to hold and carry a ray gun safely. You know how the trigger works and why you shouldn't keep your finger on it all the time. The fire button is easy enough to find on a spaceship weapons console. Most of the time, they have protective covers, as well as lockout switches, to prevent accidents. Princess Zorana, there are regular status reports. You eye the stack of papers with some dismay. The Imperial harem has been cleared. All of your father's former concubines have been sent on their way with appropriate gifts and thanks. Some will no doubt wish to return for the official funeral, but for now, it's safer to keep them away from the palace. We don't need any further disruption. That's probably for the best.
When's the official funeral?
Certain ceremonies to bless the Emperor's passage have been carried out already, but the full state funeral will not take place until the new ruler holds the throne. Until then, the Empire is guided by his spirit. This brings us to an issue which requires your attention. Mazarin, your father's shadow, has not yet carried out the ceremony to end his life, as honor requires. We don't know jack shit.
It wasn't his fault. It was an accident. There was nothing he could have done.
That does not matter. The Emperor's shadow must follow him into death.
Have you spoken to Mazarin?
He has confined himself to his quarters, fasting in vigil. He claims that he is waiting for the Emperor's body to be found before holding the ceremony.
Hard to cut your throat at your master's feet when the feet are missing.
Was that supposed to be a joke? Mazarin's loyalty is not in question, but the Emperor's physical form may be forever beyond your reach. What are your commands, Your Highness? I think none of this will affect the game necessarily whatsoever, but I think it will affect the mood for now.
He must perform the ceremony. Delaying is an insult to my father's memory. Tell him that I command him to get on with it.
Very well then. You gather up the papers and hurry away to your room before you can be presented with any more problems. In your room you check your messages and discover that you've got mail from some of your school friends. They sent the condolences about your father's death. Of course, the news must be reaching across the empire by now. It's been a season since you've seen any of your old friends, since your father called you away to the heavenly palace and named you heir in your brother's place. At school, your two dearest friends are Xenia and Vasily. Xenia loves gauzy dresses that blow in the wind and make her look like a dramatic heroine. She's fascinated by rumors of magic and alien powers, and knows more about your Novan heritage than you do. Xenian was also a far better student than you were, especially when it came to computers. She loves finding out secrets and insists that this crystal she keeps by her keyboard gives a special hacking insight. She's enthusiastic, bubbly, and a bundle of energy. Vasily, on the other hand, is a much more laid back. He's handsome, artistic, and prefers to charm his way out of situations rather than do any actual work. He's quite intelligent when he puts his mind to things, but he'd rather use that intelligence to have a good time. Vasily always had devoted fans following in his wake, and he was kind to all of them, but never seriously in love. As far as romance went, you had a crush on... bloody neither of them, bloody bitches! Your bond was about friendship. That's more meaningful than some fleeting crush. You really miss them. For now, though, your social interactions are limited to the palace. Like, we are able to interact with Karandi, she doesn't give us any more insight. We could change our mood by interacting with Soleil, we would become indulgent. If we don't do shit, we can stay negative, so our options in our pastime will be between cautious and secretive. We can like check what the skills actually do, cautious and secretive. It could affect our engineering, like we could go on with repair. What was the other one? Secretive. There's like stealth. I think stealth is affected, like, yeah, secretive and cautious, so both affect this one. For that one, we would also need the secretive one. I wouldn't mind that one. Like, is this one that goes like medicine? Finding food and water, okay. Scouting. Ooh, that's actually good. Do I need cautious? That's not too bad. So yeah, cautious would be not too bad. What is this one? Secretive and bold. So secretive wouldn't be actually that bad for us. Like, we could go with piloting. Like, what is this one? Negative or compliant. Yeah, we're not having negative right now. Like, I can take a look at her. We can go for the security alerts. Currently, there's like nothing new to report, I believe. I can just do it for doing its sake. Good day to you, Imperial Princess Zorana. My agents are not aware of any current threats to your personal safety. Well, that's good at least. Yeah, so there's no changing that. And if we interact with Soleil, we will be indulgent. And that I don't want right now, so we end the social turn. So we can be secretive. Let's be secretive.
You hole up in your room to record your most secret thoughts in your private diary.
And we're getting close to when I actually wanted to end the game. I wanted to at least travel to one bloody planet and interact with people and show you some stuff, but oh well. At the end of the turn, you can direct the Heavenly Palace to warp to a new location in the Celestial Empire. You must travel to each location to interact with the local electors using the social phase. Under each pinned location, you can see the votes up for grabs in that sector. A dot indicates an unassigned vote. Check mark, shows a vote supporting you, and a cross shows a vote opposing you. You will have opposition in this game, obviously. In fact, you will be kinda betrayed. Right now, the Heavenly Palace can move only one warp gate per turn. You can travel to any of the 4 points directly connected to your current location. Additional movements can be unlocked with science. You can view more of the map by dragging with the mouse or by using the compass arrows and zoom buttons on the right sidebar to adjust the display. If you choose to stay put in a location instead of moving, you receive a bonus social action on the following turn, so you can talk to more people in your location. However, there aren't many people to talk to in deep space, so you should probably pick a new destination. From our current destination, we can reach Tharkos. It has its own inhabitants, some green-skinned people. We can go to Murkan. There's like a mixture of people. We can go to Murka 2. There's only one person and only one vote that we can get. And to be fair, the Hooray Gun and thingy is helping us with that. I've never been to Draug. From what I've gotten, those are like mind control-y kinds of beings. I've never been there. I've never been in this sector. I don't think I have been to either Haru 1 or Haru 2. So yeah, I haven't been through those. Those are like pretty cool. Like that person is pretty chill. There's only like one vote. This one has a very good legacy of science. I don't know if she's the one actually betraying you, however. These guys seem to be more impressed by your, like, own survivability, being a strong, independent fucking leader, driving spaceships, surviving in the wilderness. There's actually, like, some of those, like, in here too, like, I think in Hero 3. They're like, you know, why don't you, like, spend a couple of months in the wilderness, do, like, some survival training, fight raptors and stuff like that. I haven't taken that route. I was like a social butterfly, being elegant, poised, determined in my choice of words, and very selective about it. So yeah, for sake of presentation, I'm still gonna go to Merca 1. Then I can also show you my husbandu in this game, with which I was very happy. He won't like us this game though, however. Like, if we have enough of evilness, I guess, like we can threaten him into giving us his vote, you know, blackmail and stuff. That's the thing. Yeah, but he won't be giving us his vote on good terms, probably. So yeah, we go to Merca 1. We have a problem.
There's always a problem.
Mazarin has disappeared.
What?
He stopped responding to messages. When we overrode the security lookout on his quarters to see if he'd done his duty, we found them empty.
How can an important political person, the Emperor's own shadow, just disappear out of the palace? Weren't you watching him?
You never ordered surveillance on Mazarin.
You said he was completely loyal. Your Highness, my agents have been more concerned with your safety than with the safety of a shadow who was due to enter eternity in the near future anyway. Well, did he die somehow? Did he make another warp portal to follow my father? On last reported sighting, he wasn't headed for the hangar decks. On last reported sighting, he was headed for the hangar decks. It seems likely that he smuggled himself out of the palace on a spaceship. As the Emperor's shadow, Mazarin was trained in a variety of techniques. Stealth, surveillance, infiltration, hacking. He's quite hard to track. Has he gone rogue to save his own life, or is there some more to the story? Like, I have to get the impression that there is more to the story. But I am vengeful and evil. Maybe he killed the Emperor. If he's so sneaky and well-trained, maybe he's actually an assassin. Maybe Azarin rigged the accident that killed my father. Don't be ridiculous. Your father created his own fate.
Princess Zorana, it falls to you to make decisions in Daragosen's palace. What is your official response to this situation? Well, if we said he killed him, we have to hunt him down.
He can't get away with disrespecting my father like this. I want him hunted down and brought back to the palace in chains.
Like, personally, I think that's just, like, such a waste. Okay, but well.
Very well.
At last they'll leave you alone to plan your class schedule. So, we are secretive, which means we are good at hiding, intrusion, sleight of hand. Also, we have a bonus to intrigue since what's her face is our like elector thingy, whatever the thresher is helping us. So yeah, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Oh, actually, I'm not taking any of these. Why am I not getting any of these? Let me see my mood. I'm secretive. Oh yeah. Like I want to go for piloting. Actually, like let's go piloting. You watch a glider descend and tilt your body back and forth, thinking about angles and momentum. Flight can be safely stopped in an instant. There has to be gradual change. Can't be safely stopped in an instant. There has to be a gradual change. You have taken the helm of a spacecraft and know how to fire up the engines, perform basic turns and land safely in a designated hangar. There am. Oh god, I've forgotten how long this bloody intro is before we actually interact with any people of the planet. I wanted to make this a short video. I don't know how long it is by now. It is a visual novel. I'm uploading this on Friday. I'll have you know that today I've recorded. Today is like the 7th of July. I've recorded 3 cozy games, and in fact, this one is the one that's going live first of those 3. I thought about maybe uploading it or scheduling it for Friday. So, like, it is like a nice bedtime story, because it is, you know, a visual novel thingy. And the previous game was The Last Spell, so that's the thingy. But I guess you hear that on Friday, so there's no point in me telling you this. Yeah. There are more messages of sympathy waiting for you in your mail queue. These condolences are labeled from your Novan family. What family? You don't know anything about your mother's relatives on Crystal Nova. Since she died, they've never visited or reached out to you in any way. As far as you know, they might have sent something for her funeral, but you were very young and you don't remember the details. Are parents still living? Did she have siblings? Do you have cousins? You wonder for a moment and then decide that it doesn't matter. Crystal Nova is no part of your life. You are dedicated to the Crystal Empire, Celestial Empire. It's almost an insult that they would reach out to you now, considering. And then it hits you.
This message isn't from some unknown cousin. It's from your brother. Prince Washcut, your older brother, like you, half Mercan and half Novan. Unlike you, he held responsibility from a young age. He was named heir to the Celestial Empire upon his birth. He blazed a trail for the top Scholariums, and led his squadron in military service. And then he turned traitor, stole a fighter, and defected to Crystal Nova. Ex-Prince Washcut has a warrant on his head. If he ever dares to return to Imperial space, you haven't heard from him since. Actually, I miss him. In all those bloody weaklings, he's the only one who had some guts, and I intend to follow on his footsteps. Like, I could go like the vicious route, like, I'm glad he's gone, I'm better than him, but fact is, he is pretty aligned to what we are currently doing, so yeah, we miss him, we bloody miss him, let's go. Your ages and different upbringings meant that you weren't as close as some siblings, but he was still your brother. He used to visit you in Kedro and tell you stories. He escorted you to balls when you were too little for a proper partner. More importantly, if he were here now, then you wouldn't have to deal with all of these politics. Washcut was supposed to be the heir, not you. But he betrayed the Empire and ran away. You don't even know why. You don't have time to think about this now. You're an Imperial Princess. You're busy. When you enter a new inhabited sector for the first time, that turn's social phase will be a reception to allow you to meet the local electors. Mercan Prime, the Twin Worlds, Kedrove and Ondro, the heart of the Celestial Empire, your home. In many ways, your childhood felt like an exile. You were raised on a small Kedro estate in the care of your duenna. While your brother was heir, you were never called on to attend your illustrious father in the Heavenly Palace. You were the second-string child, unnecessary, out of sight. And yet, you were an Imperial Princess, attending school with other children of wealth and power. Every Terrans, you received invitations to anything, from ritual sacrifices to operatic competitions. This clifftop castle is nothing new. You have walked these halls before, and you know what shoes to wear. Tonight you are guests of honor. Every person of rank in Twin Worlds is lined up to greet you and offer you their sympathies, their respect, and a ceremonial gift. There is no time for anything more, not with so many waiting for even a moment of your attention. It is, of course, the 6 local electors who are uppermost in your mind. 3 from Kedro and 3 from Ondro. The single sector is the pivot for the balance of power in the Celestial Empire. However, you cannot seek them out. You must wait for the cue to proceed, as tradition demands. We don't know jack about etiquette. It's all very stuffy. You'll be trapped standing in one place for hours, and you can spend time with anyone you like, or avoid anyone you loathe. By the end of the night, your feet will declare war on your knees. The Prime Ministers of the Twin Worlds take precedence, followed by the Kephalis. They bow, they kiss the air above your hands. They present you with an array of identical platinum coins stamped in your father's image. It is some time before the first of the electors reaches the head of a queue. Zolot of Kedro. You recognize him easily. He dresses for that effect, but you have never known him well. Too old to have been your friend, too young to have been a schoolmate's parent. Zolot's first husband has passed into eternity. He's here, alone. You also had some kind of connection to Esmarai, the woman from your father's harem who tried to murder you in your sleep. There's no proof he was involved in any way, but he did know her. You say nothing about that. This is not the time to make a scene and antagonize an elector. He might be innocent. He bows to you, wings fluttering with practiced charm. Your Imperial Highness, may the gods bring you favor. He says nothing more than that, merely offering his coin to your attendants and withdrawing. Empathy, basic fail! You can tell how he feels about you. Yeah, the whole... Like, if we skill something and we succeed partially, it may even give us wrong information. So that's also something to be wary of. Or be aware of. The next elector to approach you is Krovos of Ondro. He's the only one of the cohort that you have never met before. For the plain reason that he is far too young to take on the responsibilities of position, and has never been invited to any formal gala. You vaguely heard about the death of the regent on Ondrov's child elector last season, but shouldn't someone else have been appointed to the position? For Krovos to be here alone implies that he has stepped into the full role. There is precedent for allowing adolescent heirs to take up positions when necessary. You yourself have not had your adulthood rights, but Krovos is only a child. It's most unusual. Hello, Your Highness. How are you? His manners might be acceptable at a child's party, but they're totally wrong for this occasion. He ought to be addressing you as Imperial Highness. Sure, we correct him. We are proud and spoiled. I am correctly addressed as Her Imperial Highness. Okay. He grins and hands over his coin. Happy birthday! It's not my... Oh, never mind. The little boy wanders off. His task is complete. I don't know what his deal is, but his part of his deal is that anyone who is standing in his way has mysteriously or died under mysterious circumstances. Like, I've told my Cubby to play this game, and because he has a completely different approach than me to attacking this. Like, I'm methodical in my approach. I want to go ray guns and stuff, and I'm pinned on that. He's like doing that intuitively correct and everything right. Not me. Oh well. Anywho's, he said like, this is gonna be my husbando, and I will marry that little shit. If you elect someone your husbando, by the way, you won't be able to have him as your bloody advisor thing. You can't tell how he feels about you. The next elector approaches you as Vata, also of Ondro. He's an older male who's never married, and has no children that you know of. He's always seemed kind. Your Imperial Highness, it is my great pleasure to see you here tonight. I hope to see you carry on the legacy of both your parents. Both? Does he know my mother? Of course he must have, better than I did. He bows, offers his gift, and moves out of the way, so that the next guests can proceed. You can tell how he feels about you. After a few senators have come through, the next elector to approach is Lukomir of Kedro, scion of a long line of politicians and very familiar to you. The academy you attended until recently lay within the territory he represents. He was a frequent speaker at graduation ceremonies and... Spoiler, though not really, because you find out very fast. That is your opposition. Don't listen to this shit. He sucks. Lukomir is in attendance with his wife, both incredibly dressed save for his ever uncontrollable hair. He looks at you stiffly, then bows, offers up his coin, and withdraws without speaking a word. That's worrying. You can't tell how he feels about you. The next elector to appear before you is Ixel of Ondro. She is notable in Twin World society for her large number of acknowledged children, the one of whom attended your academy a few forms ahead of you. You were hoping Fire would be here tonight,
but there's no sign of her or her siblings. But then, these are the guests of highest prestige. Heirs and offspring rank lower, and might be further back in the queue. Ixo stands by her husband's side, smiling at you. Hello, your Imperial Highness. You're looking well, under the circumstances. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this time may be very difficult for you. Please call on my household if you have any need. Thank you. They present their gift to you and leave, smiling. You can't tell how she feels about you. And there it is! He's my husbando in this game. He is great. Like, I love this arc, I love how it went. Like, in the game you will find out he has actually currently, probably also while he was with his wife, who is now departed, he is a widower, had some feelings for actually, I think daughter of his older wife, or like sister or something, I don't know. Don't really care. They were not like biologically related in any way, shape or form, and he loved her more. Yeah, he had that going. So you will be able to blackmail him with that. If you are alluring and homely and enough, he will agree to marrying you. On the day of your marriage, that will be in the epilogue, he will, like, there will be a wedding, but it will end in a fight with them. Probably with his current love interest, who is outraged that he even, entertained that thought. And yeah, that would be the end of that. After that, he will be a very representable husband. Occasionally he drinks a lot, but where he has to be present and stuff, he will be. And if he gets drunk, the only one getting in trouble is himself. At one point, he's to you like, yeah, actually, I would love to have some children on my own. Like, I'm not asking you to do this, you're way younger than me. But, cloning is a thing, if you're alright with that, but yeah, I would love to have a son. Maybe rekindle old times. And my character, or Zorana, as the character I played back then, was like, hold on, I got a baby maker right here. Let's go get your son, and while we're at it, why not add a daughter, and maybe more. Let's go for it, let's do this. And that was so sweet. And yeah, they had actually a very wholesome relationship at the end. I know that is like a major spoiler in a way, but yeah, I was very satisfied with him as my husband. Like, I've heard like rather like very not nice endings, where your like spouse would cheat on you on stuff. Like, you're able to marry both male, female, and it's, if there are any it's. Like, I'm not saying that as a they, them. Those are different, whatever. I'm saying what I said. It's. Because there is, like, a race. I've never met them. But they are described as some kind of space moths or space nebula thingy, which do mind controlly shit. So yeah, best not to give them a quarter. It is also like the reason why we can't properly fight them. Like, we need to invest in science and stuff. But yeah, you are free to marry any of those lovely people, or it's thingies, beings is a good one. Yeah. The last of the electors to make an appearance is Milan of Kedro. You are surprised to see him attending alone. Perhaps his wife is unwell? See, she is much older than her husband, after all. Yeah, in fact, she already died. Not shortly after your father has passed away, which is something like your agent can find out about him, which we soon learn. Then, equally unusual, Milan appears to be entirely sober, which is not his typical demeanor at social gatherings. Perhaps this is a show of respect. Your Imperial Highness. He thumps a fist to his chest. Glory to your line. You nod in acknowledgement. He hands over his ceremonial coin. Until another meeting. He marches away with purposeful motion, his back straight. You can tell how he feels about you. That is the last of the electors, but certainly not the last of the guests. A long evening stretches ahead of you. Of course, there is one more vote to be cast within the sector. However, its holder is not the sort of person who can be expected to wait in line to pay her respects to you. If you wish an audience with the High Pontifex, you will have to approach her as a supplicant. Yeah, for my runs, I finished one run, I had more than one run. It was just a huge waste of time. For now, you must raise your chin and look regal, which we fail because we don't have the skills. Now that you have met the electors of the region, you can contact them privately during future social phases in the sector. We are currently secretive. We could go determined. Actually moods. Can we see what those... Ah, yes. Much better. That's much better than going on those skills. Condition, body control, and engineering. So determined would be good if I wanna go engineering. Which I wouldn't mind, having some repair skills and, what's it called? More demolition. Wouldn't be too bad. I would like that, to be honest. Next, let's see, we can go negative. We would skill in arts and gunnery. Which is not too bad either, to be honest. If we go for determined, we might be able to go for bold next, so we have combat domination and spaceships. None of which will be immediately useful. Let's go and organize our closets. You sort through your belongings, carrying some away to storage, and organizing others to be more convenient for your use. It helps to clear your head. So we will stay put. Your screen is chiming insistently. Someone on your contact list is trying to call you.
Hello?
Hello, Zorana.
Oh, hello, Vasily.
Xenia pushes her way into view.
Zorana, we're here to support you in your hour of need. Well, we're not here yet. I mean, we're here, but we're not there here. But we could be if you want. What?
What she's saying is that we would like to visit you in the Heavenly Palace, if that's not an imposition.
You shouldn't be all alone at a time like this.
And you shouldn't have to deal with entertaining us or trying to look the right amount of sad, if that's just more stress for you. However, if you would enjoy the distraction.
And the hugs, and the chance to show off all your new stuff.
Then we will happily fly out to see you. Do you want to see your friends? They at least don't want anything political from you. Probably. But you're still pretty overwhelmed with everything you need to manage here. Do you have time to play hostess? Honestly, we should have a big party. As previously mentioned, I highly recommend inviting them, because you will have both the option to have them as your advisors. They don't add much to skills. I think they're probably Novan history or hacking or something like that. And the other one, I don't know, social media, I guess, something. But yeah, they give a little bonus, but that little bonus is already helping for some skill checks. And they are actually able to give you classes outside of the classes that you are doing on your own. Those are undetermined by mood. This is, I believe, at least. But yeah, they give you like a little increases, like 10 points to set skills, which is like the only time I've encountered it. So yeah, I would highly recommend actually having them on board on the ship and actually making use of them. Oh shit, we are indulgent now. I'd love to see both of you because we said we want a big party. Ah, I'm dumb. We can have our own party, just the way we like it. Music, chocolate, sprinklers, wine. I'm in charge of the palace now, so they have to give me whatever I want. That's an It's been a long video already. That's an exaggeration, but it sounds impressive, doesn't it? Ooh, can we see the crown jewels? Maybe, if you promise not to take them. Nah. We look forward to seeing you. So we are indulgent. Well, we can skill menace. Let's go for that one. As an adolescent girl who likes pretty clothes and is, if you must say to yourself, rather cute, you have a disadvantage of being intimidating. That just means you'll have to try harder. You may be a pretty little princess, but you are an imperial princess with power, connections of your own. That's worth something when it comes to threatening people. Oh yeah. You wait eagerly for your friends to disembark. Oh my gosh, it's still continuing! I thought I could go to the social events and social stuff. Oh, I'm fucking G. How long is this gonna take? I was planning on making a short video. Oh boy. Yeah, if I redo this... High note on if I redo this and make a proper let's play out of this, those will be shorter. Those will be limited in time. What the fuck? Zorana! She runs up and throws her arms around you in a hug of greetings. Vasily follows Mo sedately, not laying a hand on you in this very public environment. How are you? Have you been sleeping okay? You look tired. What have they done to you? She fusses over your hair while you try to explain about the election and the need to assemble a team of advisors. That must be very difficult putting your faith in the hands of strangers you cannot trust. Yeah, hey, that's a marvelous idea. What is? We could be your advisors. I know a lot about other galactic cultures. Yeah, she would have like other galactic cultures and stuff. And Vasily knows all about art and stuff. And then you'd have people on your team that you trusted. Also, if you appoint us to your cabinet, then we'd be assigned quarters in the palace and we could stay here longer. Otherwise, we can only visit for a trekker and whatever long time that is. Or how that is pronounced. I don't know. Don't decide anything right away. We would be happy to help, even if it's only for a little while. But you have many responsibilities. If you want to take those plans, we can talk later. That's right. For now, you need to show us around your palace. Yeah, that is the... What's his face? The religious leader stuff. Forgotten how it's called. I've just read it. It's late. It's long. I don't remember shit. So yeah. I wanted to show you an interaction with some of those here. Like, for example, we can decide to go for Solid. We can explore his social network. That would give us an idea of who his allies or enemies are in regards to people like these. Like, if we have a lot of people who are already on our side and are friends with other ones, that may be a way how we can secure votes for ourselves. Because, you know, You know, your best buddy is pals with us. Wouldn't it be great if you, like, voted for us too, in a way? And in the same regard, goes to enemies, like, my best pal don't like your face and I don't like it either. No, I'm not even talking to you. Which can happen. Like, if one of those has formed already his opinion on you and has basically already cast his vote, if not actually cast his vote or her vote or their vote, whatever, they won't be even, like, having your attendance or talking to you. So yeah, for this one I wanted to show you Zolot. We have 3 interactions. I would like to investigate his background. His background would give us, like, hints. It's the outcome of that is also depending on how good our skill is. In that instance, our intrigue skill. So yeah, for Zolot, we will go and investigate background. We know stuff about the harem. We know that his recent last husband has died. So yeah, we will investigate him. You dig into the background of Zolot, actor of Kedro. Zolot's father never married. Zolot was the only child of his favorite concubine, a winged beauty of unknown family. Zolot was a pampered child, raised to use his looks for his advancement. As an adolescent, married a much older man who is now deceased. He actually loved that guy, I think. Zolot's inheritance and control of the electoral seat has been challenged by his elder half-sister, Satra, in a bitter rivalry since childhood. In the past Fivim, Zolot has been engaged in a scandalous romance with one of Satra's concubines. He has repeatedly offered to buy the boy's contract and been denied. Recently, Zolot proposed marriage to Cvetka. There's a lot of more names that I won't be able to pronounce. A woman from a respectable merchant family. She accepted, and a lavish ceremony is being planned. However, his intended bride is actually Satra's lover, whom Zolot has lured away as part of a scheme against his half-sister. Which I will tell you right away, because we will go for that one right away. I hope I'm not too menacing, but I have hopes. Zolot's plans are unclear, but the odds are high that this wedding, if it actually happens, will lead to some dramatic confrontation between the rival siblings. Blackmail option unlocked. So, if we go to Zolot now, we will have the blackmail option now added. And the thing with this whole scandal, well, maybe it will reveal shortly, and if I actually succeed the skill check, it might be a detriment to us. Because in this one, it is actually good to fuck it up. Which is why I've decided for this one. So yeah, we go for blackmail. You arrange for a private dialogue with Zolot. Your Imperial Highness, how enchanting to see you again. You are well?
Quite well, yes. I have a proposition for you that will make both of our lives easier from now on.
And what might that be?
You pledge me your vote in the election, and I won't raise any objections to your wedding plans.
My wedding? What possible reason would you have to interfere? The truth of the matter is, you have no idea what he's planning. The truth of the matter is, you have no idea of what he's planning. Did he propose to his half-sister's girlfriend in order to use the woman as a bargaining chip? Something to exchange for the concubine that Serta refused to release? To jilt her, or jilt? I don't know. To jilt her and laugh at the relationship he destroyed. To goad Sertra into an embarrassing outburst at the wedding. Simple revenge? You can only make a guess. We are bad!
You're marrying your half-sister's lover just to make Sertra jealous, So she'll cause a scene with all of noble society. Well, I'm constantly changing her voice. Yeah, it's getting late. Uh, um, You're marrying your half-sister's lover just to make Serata jealous. So she'll cause a scene with all of the noble society watching.
Excuse me? What are you saying? Cvetka is not Sertra's lover.
Did you not know that? The security reports are quite conclusive. They have been partnered for over a cycle. They've attended many public events together.
But never any event where Zolat was present, owing to the rivalry between Zolat and Satra. This cannot be. She never spoke a word. She never mentioned.
If you didn't know Cvetka was involved with your half-sister, why did you propose marriage?
For the same reason that anyone does. I wish to partner with a respectable woman to give me heirs. Legitimate heirs. With all this. He flaps his wings wildly in the air. This rumpus. This endless competition. But now this, too, becomes one of Sotra's schemes to devour me?
Your sister...
She's no sister of mine. That has forever been the difficulty. He shakes his head, setting off a series of chimes. I thank you for bringing this to my attention. I must investigate. There are so many arrangements to be changed, cancelled. I must think.
You could thank me by pledging me your vote in the election.
Yes, I suppose that is acceptable. You, at least, have spoken the truth to me. In this I will support you. Mind you, I was trying to blackmail you. But there. Succeeding by failing. I knew I could count on my failure.
Thank you.
So yeah, with that we have Zolat's vote. It is shown as a thingy. If you don't interact with Zolat, if you fail to do this, by the way, this is a spoiler, Lukomir will take his vote. Going to Lukomir doesn't change jack shit. He will be your opponent. And yeah, I don't know what insights you might gain from that. I did never explore that option because it is very early on explained that he's a cunt in this here scenario. We can go to Milan. Like, if we just go talk to him, like, yo, how is your stand? Which is also an option, like, we can negotiate. Negotiating is good if you have, like, the vibe that this person would support me. Because then they will go either like, oh yeah, you have my vote, totally! Like that one guy on the cat planet. Like, he's so cool. Love him. And yeah. And I mean proper cats, not like this here having animal ears, like proper cats, proper cat people. So yeah. If they are like already supporting you, we would find out, oh yeah, I'm having this vote. If you are feeling rather secure, that is another thing. You can offer cabinet positions. That again will fill out a skill. In those, depending on how good those people are at those. Like, I know very surely like a very good science one, a decent economics one, an okay spirituality one on 3 different planets, but which are close by. I believe that Vaher was rather good at either Imperial history. I think he was pretty good at Imperial history, actually. Or galactic relations. I'm not sure on that one. We can visit our childhood friends. They are by design friendly. We can offer them a cabinet position. Like, the advantage of offering them a cabinet position, they are not voting. It doesn't matter jack if we kick them out of the cabinet. It is okay to have them till the very end, like some knowledge. But yeah, unless we plan to fill that position, we can offer it as much to them as we'd like. So yeah, I highly recommend offering Vasily and Xenia your cabinet positions rather early on. Like, this is an instance where they visit you. I don't know if there are more in the game, but I highly recommend it. I don't know if you can actually take the computer lessons then while you are in deep space or something like that. But yeah, I think with this final success by failing, I will actually conclude this video. Again, I probably won't be recording this game anytime soon. But I love the game. You might have been able to hear that from how excited I've gotten. In fact, I'm kind of dizzy from lack of oxygen because of my excitement and the voices and the reading. And I'm talking too fast again. Anywho's. I highly recommend the game. If you stayed thus long, I hope you've enjoyed. And regardless, I wish you a lovely day. And whatever happens, bye-bye.